Hello and welcome. Like and subscribe to support the chess community. This is a book move. The opening is called King's Pawn Game.
Pawn to g6.
Pawn to d4.
This is a book move. The opening is called modern defense.
I played pawn to f4 to challenge black's control of the king side and prepare for a potential king side attack. The move also opens up the f-file for my rook to potentially use later.
Pawn to d6.
Knight to f3 is good. This develops a knight. Knight to c3 is best. This defends a pawn on f4. This develops a knight.
Knight to f6.
Knight to c3 is the best move.
Pawn to c6.
Kingside castle.
Castle and kingside to connect rooks, safeguard the king, and prepare for potential pawn breaks on the queen side.
Pawn to c4 is good. Knight to c3 is best. This develops a knight.
Pawn to c5.
I played pawn to d5 to challenge Jin's pawn structure and create space for my pieces to develop. The move also pins Jin's knight on c6, making it difficult for them to attack my position.
Pawn to e6 is excellent. This offers a trade. Pawn to b5 is best. This offers a trade.
I played pawn to e5 to challenge Jin's pawn structure and create space for my pieces to develop. The move also pins Jin's knight on f6, putting pressure on the king side.
Pawn captures on e5 is the best move.
I played pawn captures on e5 to challenge Jin's pawn structure and create space for my pieces to develop. The move also pins Jin's knight on f6, putting pressure on his position.
Knight to g4 is a sharp and aggressive move, attacking black's kingside pawn structure and preparing to develop the rest of the pieces. It also puts pressure on black's position, forcing them to respond to the attack.
Bishop to g5 is a sharp and aggressive move, attacking black's kingside pawn structure and preparing to develop the rest of the pieces. It also pins black's knight on g4, putting pressure on the kingside.
Preparing to develop the kingside pieces and support the pawn on f5. Pawn to f6 also slightly weakens the kingside pawn structure, but it's a common move in the modern defense to challenge white's central control.
Pawn captures on f6 is best. This is a trade. This attacks the bishop.
Knight captures on f6 is good. Bishop captures on f6 is best. This attacks the pawn.
Knight to c3 is excellent. This develops a knight. Queen to d2 is best. This defends a pawn on b12.
Pawn captures on d5 is best. This is a trade.
Knight captures on d5.
Knight to c6 is the best move.
Queen to c2 is the best move.
Queen to t6.
Bishop to f4 is the best move.
Bishop to g4 is the best move.
Bishop to f5 is the best move.
Bishop captures on f6 is best. This is a trade.
Bishop captures on f6.
Rook captures on f6 is the best move.
Bishop to e4.
Rook from file to e8 is best. This develops a rook. By placing the rook on an open file, it controls important columns.
Bishop to d5 check is the best move.
Queen captures on b2 is the best move.
Rook to b1 is a solid move, supporting the pawn storm on the queen side and preparing to potentially push pawn to c4 further, while also eyeing Jin's position and potentially putting pressure on the king side.
Queen to g7 is a strong move, attacking Jin's pawn on pawn to e4 and preparing to develop the rest of the queenside pieces. It also puts pressure on Jin's position, forcing them to respond to the queen's advance.
I played bishop to d5 check to put pressure on Jin's position and force him to respond to the check, while also opening up the d-file for my rook to potentially use later. This move also pins Jin's bishop, making it difficult for him to move without exposing himself to further attack.
King to h8.
Knight to g5 is an accuracy. This permits the opponent to attack a piece. The opponent can play bf5. Bishop captures on c6 is best. This is a trade.
Bishop to f5. The game is over. It ended in a draw.